Good morning, everybody. Uh, Once again, all protocols observed. The representative of the Honorable Minister and every other dignitary that is in the house this morning, I welcome every one of us. Actilog Solutions, we actually provide IT support service, but specifically we niche in the power backup solutions. Okay, so I want to share with us our experience with excellent customer service. And I want to expect that we are going to learn a lot from here. Generally, I'm going to talk about customer service, but I'm going to also talk about our experience as a company. Please, can you change the slide, please? Most of us in product distribution, marketing, and customer service, we have heard the statement, build a better mousetrap and the world will beat their part to your doorstep. The statement credited to Ralph Waldo. But the mousetrap, as it were, has been patented 4,400 times and over, different types of mousetraps. And in that case, it's about what the most patented US product that is registered as a trademark. But having said so, the implication of that is that the customer today is kind of inundated. Please, can you change the slide? Just be fast. The customer is inundated with choices. And I call it the choice gluts. With over 4,400 registered different types of mousetraps alone, the customer today is inundated with choices. And I'm just talking about mousetraps, and it kind of represents any other product that you have. The issue is that at a click of his finger, the customer can reach anything that he wants to get in the world. He has choices to make. He is inundated with so much choices. And he can just click on the internet and buy anything. So whatever you are producing, please take this slide. Whatever you are producing, the customer has an alternative. Whatever you think you are producing, the customer today has an alternative. And because the customer has so much alternative with deluge of choices that the customer can make, the customer demands what is close to worship. Today's customer demands what can be close to worship as a deity. This reality then changes whatever we have learned about the phrase customer is king. Because he has so many things to choose from and it's so easy to choose, in Actilog we adopted for this year, 2022, the operational theme, customer is king. And I want to share from experiential background about this. The customer is king. According to Jeff Bezos, we know Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, the second richest man in the world. He said the customer is king and I am the servant. The most important person in any company is not the MD, is not the chairman. The most important person is the customer. And Jeff Bezos understands this so well. And so everything that is done in Amazon is done to create a customer experience. And in a 2017 letter to the stakeholders, Jeff Bezos actually called it, you see, the underlying nature of ever-increasing expectations by the customer. He said, one thing is sure, the customer is divinely discontent. And people have ferocious appetite. And because of that, yesterday's wow moment is today's ordinary. You have to also every time create a wow moment for your customer. And so everything in Amazon is done to create what is called a customer experience. Whether it is the ease of buying product or the experience that you have, Amazon is one of my go-to online platforms that I buy almost everything because they make things easy to buy. And then whether it is product selection, lower cost, lower prices, sellers, traffic, everything should create a unique customer experience. And as a seller of anything, of a marketing person, a producing person, you need to make sure that your business exists to serve the customer. Please notice, profit is only a byproduct of the service that you give customer. Most of us think that we exist in business or production to make money. You will not make one kobo unless the customer is satisfied. And so the customer has to have what I call the customer superiority. Customers' superiority must not only be communicated in the system, everybody in the system must understand. He must speculate into the culture of the system. From the MD to the cleaner to the security staff, everybody must know that we came to work to serve the customer. And that's why I said that customer demand what is close to worship. And Jeff Bezos said customer is divinely discontent. So his customer is close to a deity. So he is the most important person that we all rally around to serve. Whether you are selling UPS like we are selling, or you are selling manufactured goods, or whatever you are producing, you are selling machineries, the customer can find alternative. And because of that, it demands to be practically served as a king that he is. But let's go through this fast so that we can go to the other part. See, product quality versus service quality. 50% of what you do as producing the pure water and placing it to the bringing the pure water out is 50%. How you sell the pure water, the value that you add, the place that you locate the pure water, the feel around it is the intangible value. The intangible value sometimes can be more expensive than the tangible product. And that is what distinguishes you from the other customer. Like I normally tell people in my business, 50% of the time UPS will work. The other 50% is how do I present it to the customer? How do I convince the customer? What value do I add? I was with a customer yesterday, and I just went there to stop by. I took about 1 hour out of the exhibition, and I went and met the customer somewhere in VI. And I asked them, he said, the thing I like about you is that whenever we call you, you respond. And so we have cut tie with every other vendor we're dealing with as far as UPS is concerned. Because we are told ourselves we must respond fastest in the industry. We must do the first thing first. So the customer is king because he is hard to get. He is easy to lose. He needs you need to constantly evolve. The needs of the customer, constantly evolves. And the customers are the business. And without customer, we have no job. Customers' perception is their reality. What that means is that you may sell a very good product. If the customer perceives it as bad, your product is bad. It doesn't matter whether your product is good. It is a perception of the customer that is a reality. So it's not like I sell the best product. Yes, you sell the best product. How does the customer see it? If he doesn't see it as the best product, it doesn't pay you. The customer is also egotistic. That means you have to massage his ego. Your job is massage their ego. Let them see that this is the best they can get in the circumstance. That is why it is said that customer is king. It is not just a cliche. So we must constantly rethink new ways of satisfying and pleasing the customer by giving them the best. Customers hold power and you never offend them. Make their life easy. Give your king some power. The fourth point, make the customer's life easy, is what business and all of us are into. Whatever you sell, if it is easier to buy another product than your own product, they won't buy your product. Like I told you, the customer is inundated with choices. So your work is to make it easier for them to buy your product than to buy the competitor's product. Coke had a slogan in the millennium. Their millennial slogan was to make sure everybody in the world is able to touch a Coke. Listen, they didn't say buy Coke or drink Coke. They said everybody in the world should, at least by the close of the millennium, be able to touch Coke. And that is what drove them. So you have to understand that. So that means you are going to put Coca-Cola kiosk in every corner so that you are able to get it. You have to also be ahead of the customer. This means actually that you are going to know more than the customer, read ahead of the customer, understand what the customer is thinking. Know your product inside out and be ready and anticipate questions. Before you meet your customer, sit down and put yourself in his shoe. What kind of question is the customer going to ask? Please change the slide. Elon Musk said, I probably know about manufacturing today than anybody alive. This was the interview I listened to on the 7th of April, just about 3 weeks ago. Elon Musk is building gigafactories all over the world. Why? He had to teach himself manufacturing. And that is what puts him ahead of everybody. You have to know your product. We are all here to serve the customer. At closing time, at resumption time, every member of our team must see himself as a service officer. If your staff don't understand that they are here to serve the customer, everybody can carry their bag and go by 5. If the customer doesn't release us, we don't close. The customer may want us to resume. I have a staff that can leave his house by 3 a.m. to deliver goods to the customer. And that is why he's one of our best staff. He can leave his house by 3 a.m. There's a day a customer called me, say, your staff is in my house by 5:30. He wants to deliver UPS. What kind of staff do you have in your company? And that is why we stand out. The customer calls us and a guy will say, don't worry, your guy, before they resume work, I'll be there. That stands us out. Everybody will say, if you call Actolog, they are going to bring the equipment to your house before you get ready. So the Actolog experience is that we want to build trust with customers through proof of concept. This is what we did. When we came into the industry, I told myself, after acquiring all the experience in the industry, I said, what do customers need? They need confidence. So I carried a product and I said, okay, use this product. There's a customer we wanted to get. It took us almost 2 years to penetrate the customer, to sell to the customer. How did it happen? I'll just share this with us very briefly. The customer needed equipment. It's one of the big elevator companies in Nigeria. They have tested about 10 products and they were still testing more because none of the UPSs were fitting the elevator. And then I took a UPS to them. I said, test this UPS. Don't pay me anything. It's a 3.5 million equipment. That time, it was a very sizable chunk of what our operating capital was. And the other people will not give them equipment. So I said, test the equipment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it's my fault. I will take it off. That's a risk. One of the things you are going to be very expensive for you to do. Excellent customer service is about the most expensive thing you are going to do in your business, not even production. So we gave them the equipment to test. For 6 months, the man did not test the equipment. I kept begging him, please test this equipment. He didn't test the equipment, he didn't pay. After 6 months, he said, I have a very difficult site that other UPSs have been dying. I want to put your UPS there, if it can work. So he put the UPS there after 6 months, and we were waiting. And he tested it 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I said, okay, can you pay now? He said, no, we don't pay like that. There are some other UPS. They will work for 2 months, 6 months, then they will fail. Then he tested it for 6 months. I said, okay, now you've tested for 6 months. 1 year has passed. We are still in this business. 3.5 million is tied down with him. And after that, he said, okay, I'm not going to pay you. Go and bring the manufacturers to Nigeria. I want to know whether you have a relationship with the manufacturers. I had to bring 2 Turkish and lodge them in Victoria Island, that is not the cheapest place in the world, to give them a 3 days training, and I reassured them. And after that, I said, okay, God, can you pay? And I said, no, we are not paying. You know what we are going to do? We are going to sign a tripartite agreement that even if this UPS doesn't work in the next 6 months again, you will refund our money to us. We want to sign it with you and the manufacturer and ourselves. What kind of thing is this? 1 year has passed and we are still here. We have wasted so much, millions of money. But eventually they signed the agreement, money back guarantee. I tell you today, one of that customer is about our best customer. I won't just mention name. He has introduced us to about 5 different big elevator companies. What we are enjoying today pales off in the face of all the challenges that we went through. And immediately the customers hear that, okay, this company is buying your UPS because their elevators happen to be about the most demanding of all the other brands of elevator. Immediately they hear that we are selling to them, they are ready to buy. Yesterday we just delivered 10 units to another elevator company that was referred by that same elevator company. So what am I saying? To serve the customer is very expensive. It takes patience at time. It took us close to 2 years to finish the transaction with that one customer. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. So building trust with customer through equipment replacement guarantee, and that's what we do. We don't just give warranty. And I was trying to explain to one of the visitors yesterday. We give guarantee. And what it means is that we are telling you the actual promise is that if your equipment does not work, okay, my time is done. Okay, I'll soon be out of here. Good. I have 10 minutes. I'll be out of here. So if your equipment does not work within the first 1 year, we will replace it to you for you free of charge, no question asked, or refund your money. There is nothing like that in the industry. The standard industry practice is that when your equipment fails, you send them email, they call the manufacturer, and the manufacturer sends the spare parts, and then they replace it. No, we have spare parts locally. So we tell you, we cannot replace your spare parts within 48 hours. We replace your equipment for you, no question asked. As long as it's our engineers that install the equipment for you, you have no liability. That is a promise that we make. We achieve the fastest response time. We have achieved so much growth, and we've expanded to the West African sub-region. Please change the slide, please, quickly. Quickly go through this. So this is our vision. Please show our mission. Our mission is very clear. We want to give quality service at the shortest possible time and be cost effective. Change it, please. And we also want to, this is our core value: quality, promptness, cost effectiveness, and build relationship. We want to show the customer how you can save money. Everything is not about making money. We have to show the customer how can we make the customer to save money. I was proposing a stabilizer for a customer somewhere in Ikeja. He was looking for a 1,000 kV. By the time I assessed his load was just about 200 kV. You don't need more than 300, 400 kV stabilizer. It doesn't mean that because you have thought you need 1,000 kVA. There's a hospital in Abuja. They were looking at 120 kVA UPS. I said, oh, guy, you don't need more than 60 kVA UPS in this thing. And they say, no. Our technical manager has told us we need 120 kVA. Okay, fine, no problem. We supply the 120 kVA. The load percentage is 23%. So my duty was to save them money, but they don't want to save. Now, the next time I tell them you don't need that capacity, they will believe me. It's not like I want to just make money. Everything is not about money. So this is what we've achieved over the years. And we pride ourselves with after-sales support. If your equipment cannot work for 10 to 15 years design life, then we have kind of failed. Please, can you change this fast? So, this is the Actolog promise. We hold your hands. Some of the things I've talked about. We stock equipment. We have long-term relationship. And we are ready to be flexible with you and make your delivery, after-sales support very, very great. Please change it quickly. Let's go to what we've done. So we have online UPSs, and we have modular UPSs, dynamic UPS. I'll talk about them. Change it, please. This is the UPS at Level Up series. It starts from 10 kVA to 1,000 kVA. The beautiful thing is we've used this in so many medical equipment. It's online double conversion. It works very well with hospital equipment. This is another one. It's the same Level Up. Is modified for data center. It's for heavy duty equipment. It's for elevators and escalators. So we are able to spec the UPS, the one that you need for manufacturing equipment or hospital equipment. This is a rotary UPS or a dynamic UPS. It has one of the highest efficiency, 97% in the industry. The efficiency is talking about the amount of power that comes into the UPS and the amount of power the UPS wastes for its internal running. So it is not just like, okay, you buy a 100 kVA UPS. If the efficiency is like generally it's 90%, you are wasting 10% of the value just running the machine. No, this is what the industry standard was. This is certified by Bureau Veritas internationally. This is about the best UPS you can have, and most of our UPS is around between 95, 96, 97 efficiency, and a power factor of 1 to 1. This power factor is 0.8. I can go into that. If you're interested, please meet us in our stand. Please, can you flip it? And this is another one. I'll round up with this one. Static voltage stabilizer. Most of the voltage stabilizer that you see around are servo types. They have moving parts. This is actually it doesn't have any moving part. It doesn't have carbon brush that is normally burns. This is so efficient. I had a house in Ikoyi that was having so much power problem, and we had replaced servo stabilizer several times. And when we put the static stabilizer, all the problem stops. So this is it uses microprocessor controls. It does, the output is very, very precise. And this can be used for heavy industrial equipment. We are just bringing in 2 MVA for another hospital in Abuja. And that is the kind of delivery that we are expecting. Some people don't even know they can have a stabilizer that is up to 2 MVA, 1 MVA to power their big industrial machine. It's not just that you are manufacturing. The power getting to those equipment have to be clean. It has to be without surges, without spikes, and it has to be without brownout and even outages. That is where we come in. So you may say, oh, I have a generator that is supplying my load. Yes, the generator power cannot be clean. You still need a UPS, you need a stabilizer for certain reasons, because you will always have brownout, you will always have sags and spikes and all that. That is where we come in. So I'm rounding up now. Okay, so thank you very much. If you need any other questions, please meet us at our stand, and please know that we are here to serve you. You are a king that we can see. Walk to our stand and we will treat you as a king or a queen that you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, a round of applause. Sir, before you leave, I just want to throw it open if anyone would have a question before you leave. At least
okay.
2 other persons here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, yes.
My name is Blessed.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I want to ask for your UPSs.
Yeah.
Are they all inbuilt, battery inbuilt UPSs or external?
Okay.
Battery UPSs.
Thank you very much. From the 110 kVA to a 40 kVA, the batteries are internal. Some 40 kVA models come in external battery or internal battery.
So for that 40 kVA UPS.
Yes.
What's the
backup time?
Maximum backup time for that 40 kVA UPS?
We have installed a 30. For instance, we have installed a 30 kVA. You normally will come with a internal battery that should last you for like 15 minutes. But we have installed a 30 kVA with the external battery bank, and it's lasting the customer for 8 hours. So I'm actually limitless on the amount of battery I can stack on the UPS.
Okay.
It's almost limitless. But when you want internal battery, the space is designed for 5 to 10, 15 minutes maximum backup internally. But beyond that, our UPSs have what is called smart charger. So that means if I'm putting a 7 AH battery, I know you're a technical person from the question you're asking. If I'm putting a 7 amps battery inside, times most of the time we have 20 or 32 or 62 batteries internally, I can set my charger that, okay, these batteries are 7 amps. So it will charge the 7 amps. If I'm using external batteries and I want to achieve the 8 hours that I'm talking about, I'm using 200 AH batteries times 62. I will set it internally. I say these batteries are 200 AH battery. So it will know what amount of power to use to charge the battery. I don't need to set charger capacity. I just need to set the battery amperage. The UPS has a smart charger that intelligently knows how much is going to feed the battery. So it doesn't overcharge.
Okay. Oh, please, last question. You have a specific battery brand that you use?
Oh, there are so many battery brands, but Michelson have their own battery brand. Most of the time, I import Michelson battery when I'm going to immediately sell it out. But when I'm just importing for stock, there are some other battery distributors locally that we liaise with. Because if I'm bringing a UPS that is going to last for 6 months, 1 year, I'm not sure who is going to buy it. I can't bring battery and just keep with it. So I liaise with other
but please,
battery seller. Yeah.
If I want to order say 60 kVA UPS.
Yes.
And I've already done my load calculation.
Yeah.
For the site I want to install.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, okay, I'm requiring numbers of batteries of specific capacity.
Yeah.
Can I order from you to meet that need? And if I can order from you, knowing that it's not readily available with you, what is the duration? How long will it take you to supply, to bring it into the country and to deliver to me?
Oh, I didn't mention this. Like I said, we are the fastest in the industry. We always have stock of UPS from 3 kVA to 200 kVA. So I have 60 kVA and I have more coming. So I always have 300 kVA because some of the banks partner with us. Some of their bank branches just need 10 kVA, 20 kVA, 30 kVA, and we can deliver the next day or the same day. We also have stock of battery. We will always have stock of battery. So if you need for a 60 kVA and you didn't install today, we're installing one for a customer today, and it's with 100 AH battery because he wants a backup time of like 3-4 hours. Normally we use like 18 AH and install it and give him 15 minutes. But he wants a longer backup time. So you're always flexible. That's what I said. We can design products that are very flexible. And as long as it's not more than 200 kVA, we can deliver next day. And if it is for the other ones, we can always wait and then order in it. Thank you. Yes, sir?
So thank you very much.
Yes.
Now that we are in the era of mini grid,
yes,
or solar energy,
okay,
have you considered making an inverter? Because the difference between a UPS and inverter is very minimal. Or can your UPS be able to convert the solar energy to what we need?
Thank you very much. There is another partner that we partner with, apart from Michelson, that does a solar UPS up to 120 kVA. So if it's solar UPS, yes, you can convert energy from solar panels to your UPS, and that's up to 120 kVA. That's a different manufacturer, and we also partner with them for those unique solutions. But these are basically backup solutions that enable you to either run your diesel and then, but having said so, this company also manufacture inverter up to 5 kVA. So all the 3 kVA, 5 kVA inverters and all that, we have them and we can deliver it to you the next day. So those are not the problem. Everybody basically does that. Solar panels, inverter, I use in my house and we have it in the office, 5 kVA, 3 kVA, 2 kVA and all that. So we do that. But for this, for high-end equipment, if you are going to stack solar panels to be able to charge a 2 MVA solution, deliver a 2 MVA solution, you need a football field, for instance. The space to even stack the solar panel is a challenge because solar panels, yes, it is the end game of the future. But even then, there's so much research going on to say that after 25 years, when we are going to discard our solar panels, where are we going to throw them to? It is going to create another environmental problem. So the power researchers are trying to think the solution through. In fact, the latest research is showing that we should go back to nuclear energy. It might be the most potent because a very small amount of uranium can produce so much nuclear power that you don't need all that space. Because the space that they are putting solar panels in the desert, they are digging out desert animals and they are destroying environment. So it is a conundrum that the power industry is trying to solve. So it's not just a one-size-fits-all. Okay, let's go for wind. Windmills are killing birds. So by the time you bring environment into it, the windmills are spinning and they are killing birds. The solar panels, because they have heat concentration, they are also frying birds. Birds are dropping. So environmentalists are considering this a conundrum. It's a continuous thinking that is going around. What is the best way forward? But I understand what you mean. The world is going solar. So many companies are coming on board, but it's not a straight solution. There's so many complications around it. But for solar system for the home, small, 10 kVA, 20 kVA, 5 kVA solar system for home or small production, beautiful, perfect. We all have it in our offices and we can deliver it for you next day. Thank you very much. I hope that is all. Would that be?
Thank you very much.
Please, if you need any other question, please come to our stand. We will be able to serve you. Like I said, you are the king. We are your servants.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for Mr. John.